This is my review for Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Walmart exclusive Scout Class Deadlift, or Spoons as I call them. The reason I call them Spoons is because back in the 80s there was a GoBot named Spoons who had this color scheme and was a forklift in alt mode, and even had a MR34 written on both sides of his vehicle mode, which this figure, as you can see, replicates. So it's clearly intended to be an homage to both the GoBot Spoons character and toy. So for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to be calling this guy Spoons in this review. Anyway, he's a repaint of the Scout Class Dirt Boss mold, and he, along with Beachcomber, comes in the Road Rival Showdown set, which I still think is an inappropriate name for these two guys, seeing as they transform into a forklift and Doom Buggy, respectively, but whatever. Anyway, like I said, Dirt Boss repaint, and I can honestly say, much like Beachcomber, I really do prefer this guy's color scheme over the original, because Dirt Boss, while the mold itself looks great, the color scheme, in my opinion, is really bland, and it doesn't really do anything for me. This guy fixes that problem. He's got a much nicer color scheme and looks a lot more vibrant, especially in robot mode, but we'll get to that in a minute. Anyway, he's a forklift, and a fairly nice forklift at that, especially seeing as they've never made a forklift transformer before, so kudos to Hasbro for pulling it off. Not much to say about it. It does roll fairly well, which is nice. The forks don't lift up and down like they would on a real forklift, just due to the way that they transform them, but they're not entirely useless. You can bend them back on this transformation hinge and straighten out the forks, so you could, if you really wanted to, take something lightweight like a coin or something and then just have him haul it around. It's entirely up to you. I just thought I'd point out that they're not entirely useless. I think a little bit more usefulness could have been put into them, but it is a Scout Class figure after all, so don't expect too much in terms of gimmicks. To transform them is very simple. You want to straighten out the forks like so, then you want to take this whole forklifting assembly and split it down the middle, and then to get his legs out, you want to pull on the front wheels, like so. Then you want to take these canopy pieces and bring them off to the side, like so. Then you want to take this whole seat and wheel assembly and bring it back and then collapse it down to form his backpack. Then you want to raise up the canopy pieces to reveal his head and then push them onto the sides to lock his head into place. And just to show it off real quick, I did give him green eyes. He comes with red eyes, which don't look bad at all, but it doesn't really fit in with the whole GoBots theme, so I just went ahead and gave him green eyes, and I think that works a lot better and is a lot more appropriate considering it's a GoBot homage. But anyway, then you want to straighten out his arms. And then with his feet, you have two options. You're supposed to extend them on these orange hinges, but I have a problem with that because A, it breaks up the color scheme, and B, makes them a little less stable. So what I usually do is I just push the feet in so you can see the feet, but not the hinges. And then you just want to get them to stand. And there you have Spoons in robot mode, and like I said, gorgeous color scheme. I especially love this nice metallic deep gray silver that they used on his arms and legs. It really complements the color scheme well and looks really cool. I also do like the design of him a lot. He's clearly intended to be an homage to the Movie 1 Scrapper drone games. He doesn't have the drone head, but I'm sure some customizer out there will do that for us. I don't have too many complaints. My only real major gripe is that his head does not articulate at all. It's fixed in place, which is strange considering the rest of him is so nicely posed. He's got ball-jointed shoulders, elbows, the wrists rotate up just due to the transformation. He's got ball-jointed hips, ball-jointed knees. The feet are on hinges, as I mentioned before. For some reason, they fixed his head into place, which really shows laziness on Hasbro's part, because it probably would have been really easy to put a pin through his neck so he could turn his head left and right, which really stinks, but oh well, what can you do? For some size comparisons, and now he's having trouble standing. There we go. My other complaint, before I forget, is that he is sometimes a little less stable than I would like, but that can be fixed just due to fiddling with poses with him. And there he is next to Beachcomber. So you can see Beachcomber is just a little bit taller than him, not by much, but they're both about the standard Scout Class sizes. And speaking of standard, for a standard size comparison, here he is next to Bumblebee. And I do apologize, I have been forgetting to do standard size comparisons with Bumblebee, so I'll start anew here. So you can see Bumblebee's a lot taller than him, but he's a Scout, so what do you expect? So I do highly recommend this 2-pack. I do think of the two, I think Beachcomber's a little bit better figure, a little bit more solid, but this guy's still pretty cool. I do recommend picking up both of them. I'm probably not going to get the other 2-pack with the red repaint of the knockout mold and that abomination known as Trenchmouth, but if I do get him, I will review the red repaint. His name escapes me right now, but I'm never going to review Trenchmouth, ever. But anyway, so there you go, my look at Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Walmart exclusive Scout Class Spoons. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.